Hey everyone, Antonio Freeman here, founder of the Cash2Assets Club here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and EVP Gold with MyEcon. So if this is your first time finding me, we're going to say welcome to the club and welcome to MyEcon. And I'm going to talk to you guys about how Chris and I were able to hit bonus after bonus, commission after commission, and how we're changing our financial future in this business. And we're going to show you how to show you guys how to do the exact same thing, about how we can duplicate the same success that we've had. We are on a rush to hit gold with all of our EVPs and our field training managers. So if you're new to MyEcon and this is the first time you've seen one of our training videos, so I'm going to give you a little bit of background of why we're talking about this and what does field training means. So Cash2Assets Club was founded here in Las Vegas with myself and of course Chris. We are EVP Gold in MyEcon, and what that means is that when you hit a position like Gold or Platinum and Infinity, that means you really care about the people that you're working with and you are actually trying to build your organization and build some business income with what we have. So we teach a strategy called income shifting. This is the first time you heard of that. I want to explain a little bit of what that means. In this country, over millions of people that are currently working their job are incorrectly filling out their W-4. Why is that important? Because when you do that, you give too much money away to the government, and that's money that you could be using for your household, for your family. Now, many people cannot just change their W-4 because they don't have a legitimate reason to create those allowances and deductions. Well, when you work with a company like ours, you are immediately converted into a 1099 versus a W-4. Now, why is that important? Because now you can start bringing that income home and you can start making and building some assets with that freed up income. Because let's face it, many people in this country have not been doing the right things with their money, and that's why a lot of us are struggling. You may know someone that's actually struggling with their own personal financial situation. And if that is indeed the case, then please reach out to anyone of our team members, and we'll definitely show you guys how to get on the right track and use and leverage our company to start building your financial freedom. Okay, so real quick, we are here at the club, Cash2Assets Club. We are on a 60-day. I'm going to challenge all of our club members who are building business income. This is for our Cash2Assets Club Pro members only. We're going to go on a 60-day run for gold. Now, starting at the top here. And again, these are steps that we've done, and we're going to show all our team how to duplicate the same thing and have the same success and above and beyond what we're already doing. So it's very important on step number one. We look at March 11th. March 11th, the price from the promotion of $129 is going back up to $199. It's still going to be the same $34.95 a month, but you are no longer going to be in our $129 promotion. We're going back to $199 starting on March 11th. So starting from tomorrow, we're going to go on our 60-day rush for gold strategy with the club. Okay, so a couple of steps. We're going to show you how we're going to implement this. As you see on number 2, top field trainers hit all the way from level 1 through 5. Our goal for field trainers is to reach level 5. That'd be an executive field training manager level 5. When you're at a level 5, that means you have enough solid information that where you are conducting your own trainings and your meetings, and you're peaking and passing, and you're holding and conducting meetings on your own. And you will be passed to, peak and pass over to other people, so you can actually help other people as well. We currently have 2 EVP field trainer level 2 right now, and we are working on our level 3. So I'm encouraging all of you guys to get focused and begin to position yourselves to where you're going to be successful on our 60-day strategy that we're implementing starting tomorrow. Okay, now, so as a field trainer, not only are you hitting rank advancements, but you are getting a pay raise and your commissions are going to be much higher. So we want to focus on everyone reaching their field training levels, and ultimately we want to hit field training 5 of the 5th level. So now here's where we're going to get to the meat and potatoes. Is actually number 3. So this is what we're going to do for the next 60 days and beyond, because we're going to just set the precedent and set the tone of how we're going to hit rank advancements and build our organization to help you build your own personal organization to hit these tiers in MyEcon. And before I get into that, there's 4 tiers that if you guys are new to the structure, you don't know the structures right now, There are four. There's a standard EVP, which is Executive Vice President, and then there's EVP Gold is number 2. Number 3 is EVP Platinum, and number 4 is EVP Infinity. Now, what do you believe is our ultimate goal? Of course, to hit EVP Infinity, because at EVP Infinity, you're going to get $8 a person in your entire organization down to infinity. Now, that easily can mean anywhere between $5 to $8 to $12, $10,000 per month that's going to be hitting on your paycheck. So it'll be hitting in the residual and hitting your direct deposit month after month after month. But first we have to get there. And here are some of the steps that we're going to do it. So on our third one, we're going to have a minimum of 3 contacts a day. Now, I'm not saying that's all you're going to do. You're just going to have a minimum of 3 contacts a day. And how we're going to do that is we want each person to have a legitimate contact to where we're going to reach out, do a peek and pass, and I'm going to talk about how, some of the structure we're going to do between that. Okay. So now, what are we going to do when you have those 3 contacts? Before you do that, we're going to, as you see here, validate the need. So a lot of you guys who are new to sales and new to prospecting and new to marketing and MLMs, things like that. One of the structures that one of the processes that I use, one of the reasons how we were able to be successful and start bringing in people into the organization is we have to validate the need. In any sales organization, anyone should understand the number one reason why people purchase anything and why people buy things, for the most part, which is number one on the tier, is to solve a problem. So when we're talking to people, we have to discover a problem. We have to discover a need. What's going on in this person's life? If we do not validate the need, it's going to be very difficult for us to actually get a legitimate prospect in front of us. How do we validate a need? Well, it's simple. As you know, our general introduction is, have you heard of a strategy called income shifting? And when someone says no, then we want to go into some details, some brief details about what income shifting is, and then we'll pass them to one of our tools that we have. But how do we validate a need? Well, we ask more questions. What are some of the questions you might ask someone? Well, you ask them, would an additional $200 to $500 in your paycheck by your next pay period, would that help your situation? Of course, the person is going to say yes. Another validation of a need is you want to ask someone, if I was able to give you a minimum of $200 back into your paycheck, would that be helpful? Right? You want to ask questions, validate their need. Because you believe it or not, some people who are going to run away from you, they're going to say, no, I'm fine, everything is great. And we know that that's not always the case. See, 85% of this country needs our strategy of income shifting. All it is waking people up, helping them understand that they are giving way too much money over to the government by overpaying in their taxes. And when people do that, you lose the ability to create more wealth for you and your family. So how we validate them? We ask more questions and we help them tell us how exactly we can help them. Okay, now number 4, we're going to start getting into this. Edifying our field trainer. Edifying the field trainer is super important. When we go into here, my validation of needs, all these 2, they work cohesively. As you see here, I have 3 points. If you can't really see them that well, these 3 points, this says, so before you get to an approach of someone, you want to do a couple of things. I have 3 points. Number 1, especially if you guys are taking notes, you want to replay this and write them down. So actually, I'm going to back up just a little bit. Right after you validate a need, just before you do that, there's 3 points. Evaluate or observe the situation, so if you're going to go speak to someone, you're not sure how you're going to approach them, these 3 steps will help you get through that. Number 1 is evaluate or observe the situation. Number 2, think of what you're going to say prior to saying it. Number 3, exit, which is mainly called, number 3 is our exit strategy. Have an exit strategy from the conversation when you're going to leave the prospect. So I'm going to go over each one of these in detail. So number 1, evaluate. I'll give you an example. Eddie and I just the other night were prospecting inside of Target. He saw someone that he's prospect before, so we went in, we touched bases with that person, and then we had some different results from there. Now, when we were inside of Target, I saw someone, I said, okay, great. While we're here, let's go ahead and prospect some more people. So I took these 3 steps that I always use: evaluate, think of what you're going to say, and have an exit strategy. So, of course, I already have evaluated the situation. The person is at work. They were cleaning up their area, and they looked like they had a little time. So I made a nice observation. Number 2, the second thing I did, I said, okay, based upon that evaluation of the situation, what am I going to say to this prospect? So I already thought about what I was going to say. And number 3, because of where it was very convenient to have an exit strategy. The person was at work. So once I evaluated, I went up to the person. I thought of what I was going to say. I said, hey, they were in the children's section. I said, hey, do you guys have little banks for kids? And I got the person's attention. And then from there, that person started looking. And of course, once they found the thing, once they found the bank, I was able to then engage, because we had small talk inside of that conversation. I was able to engage that person, and I said, by the way, do you work here full-time or part-time? And of course the person said part-time, and I said, have you ever heard of a strategy called income shifting? And then that had went into place. Now, the exit strategy, because again, this person is at work, the exit strategy was beautiful. Look, I know you're at work right now. I don't want to go too much into detail, but is it okay if I give you some information? Of course, she said yes. She loved it. What brief description I gave her. Now I exchanged information. I have her number. She has my contact number. That was my exit strategy. Look, you're here at work. I'm going to go ahead and let you get back to work, and I'll contact you later. And it worked perfectly. Edifying the field trainer is what we're going to actually start getting into right away. Now, this is what we're going to do from this point on and for this next 60-day challenge. All of my top field training level managers and everyone who wants to run with this 60-day challenge, we are now going to help edify each other, and we're going to peek and pass to each other in 3-way calls. So I may have someone, and guess I'm going to call one of my field trainers, someone's in the field who's available, and I'm going to ask you to help do a 3-way call with my new prospect. So that's going to be all my field trainers, people that's willing to build their business income and work with the team. So we're going to start working with each and one of you guys on how to properly conduct a field training and also conduct a 3-way call with all of us. So that means Linda could be calling Chris. Chris is going to do a closing of a 3-way call. Chris may call Eddie. Eddie to be the validator to edify Eddie in this position. So I'm going to have all of you guys exchange in field training and 3-way calls to assist one another in building our organization and building your downline and team. Also, I'm gonna have each one of you guys, we're gonna have an edifier for a host on our Monday calls on Monday nights. Our Monday calls on Monday night. So each one of you guys will be the host edifying the presenter, which will be myself. Why am I going to do that? Because number one, it's going to help solidify your position in the business, and it'll also help you bring more people to the call and help them understand what we have going on and why you prospect them in the first place and why income shifting will help them. So that's going to be our 60-day run for goal strategy challenge, and it's going to be for all of our leaders and also new people that's involved who want to build their organization and hit goal in the next 60 days from this challenge. Remember, the original price is going back up to $199. So if you have anyone that is that's on the fence, or they're a little bit confused about if they want to get in or not, you want to tell them just forget all of your concerns, just get inside, because this is going to help you bring more money back into your paycheck on your next pay period. And last and final note, Chris is actually working on a Spanish presentation. So we will have a Spanish presentation to help build our Spanish community and help our other brothers and sisters so they can bring more income back into their paycheck and help and bring more money back home to their families as well. So appreciate you guys, and make sure you follow us on our Facebook and Instagram, not Twitters, but our Facebook, Instagram, and our Snapchat pages, and make sure you go to our Facebook like page at www.myeconnevada.club and like us there, and you'll be notified when we have trainings, our live trainings as well, on our Facebook live page for the club. Okay, see you guys soon.